As a Melee player, I look at speedrunning as somewhat of an art form. I really don't understand what's going on here, but I like it. I can watch Siglemic do this over and over and over again, but I'll never have the speed nor the accuracy to be able to execute it properly, which usually leaves me thinking, too bad I'm not fast enough to speedrun. Guess I'll just go practice tech skill. Hey!
Huh?
You know you could just speedrun Melee.
Oh yeah, okay.
Video games that are popular for speedrunning usually include older titles because they seem to have the most amount of freedom within the game itself. Players like Trihex are able to maneuver through the stage seamlessly by pushing the game to its utter limits. Other games, such as Mario Kart 64, tend to have glitches and exploits that allows speedrunners to essentially break the game in order to get insanely short lap times. I believe Melee has both. Melee has a large range of freedom, and, through exploits such as wave dashing and L cancelling, Melee has become one of the fastest games out there. The Melee speedrunning community, however, is shockingly small for how big the scene has gotten over the past half-decade. One of the most popular Super Smash Bros. Melee speedrunners out there is Fuzzyness, a Falcon main from England who alone holds 3 world records in Melee.
Yes, dude! Fuck yes! There we go. I got it, guys. I did it. I can't believe it. I actually can't believe I got that today. Fuck yeah, dude! Yes! Oh my god, finally!
Aside from the 3 normal 1-player modes, Event Match can be ran as well. Its use of unique strategies and a wide variety of characters allows players to show off their skill with a good chunk of the cast. The amount of AI manipulation in this category is strong, and with that comes even stronger RNG. With good RNG and AI manipulation, runners get a chance to take a break for some of the events. The cons to running this mode, however, is how long it takes to actually complete a run. An average run would be roughly 40 minutes long, which is a lot longer than the other modes in Melee. Target Test has practically no RNG involved. It tests the player's ability to memorize a certain path, and this category attracts a lot of players because of the fact that all of the characters must be used and the runner gets to show off. On the flip side, this category is also not liked because of the same fact that all the characters must be used. Adventure Mode is probably one of the coolest and closest modes to a literal speedrun as Melee can get. Runners get to navigate through a stage that is supposed to take a lot longer by abusing AI and using Melee's Smash DI mechanic in order to fly across the map. Runners also get to take advantage of Melee's less than competent AI, which leads to some very amusing runs. Although this mode offers difficulty levels ranging from very easy, easy, normal, hard, and very hard, the 2 most popular ones are very easy and very hard. Another reason why I think Melee isn't as popular to speedrun is the sheer amount of RNG that is required to get a decent run. You could have the absolute best RNG at the beginning of the run and simply get screwed over by RNGesus. Fuzzyness holds the current world record for very hard mode and has an in-depth guide outlining his strategies. A link to it will be in the description. AllStar is easily one of the least ran modes in Melee because of the amount of RNG involved. The reason that people don't like to speedrun AllStar is because there's no guaranteed strategies for most of the stages. A good reason to run this mode, however, is that it is basically like competitive play, and some players may feel more comfortable playing in this setting rather than in an objective-based stage. Players can actually use the techniques they've learned from competitive play to navigate through stages and take out opponents much easier than someone who doesn't know anything about competitive Melee. Much like Adventure Mode, the most popular modes to run this on are very easy and very hard. One of my personal favorite modes to run is Classic Mode, and the simple reason is that it's short. It really doesn't take much skill or effort to be able to speedrun Classic Mode, and I like the fact that it's accessible for everybody to at least try. The most popular difficulty level to run is very easy because it leads to the fastest completion times with the least amount of RNG dependency. Classic Mode, however, has 2 major faults as of right now: the lack of rules and the lack of a dedicated console. Concerning rules, in Adventure Mode, Fuzzy uses a certain memory card that only has Falco and Jigglypuff unlocked. This allows him to avoid certain characters in his run and have the least amount of RNG possible. Now, would the same memory card file be allowed in the speedrun of Classic Mode? Could I use the fact that there would only be 16 out of 25 characters unlocked, not including stages, to my advantage? The other issue is then hardware. There is no set of rules as to which piece of hardware to use for a speedrun. This then alters certain runs because certain pieces of hardware have different loading times. This leads people to use an emulator such as Dolphin, the Wii, and a GameCube, which all have completely different loading times, and can alter a run completely. A certain debate is going on right now between the classic Very Easy world record between Fuzzyness and Lycon. Lycon used a Wii which sped up his loading times, causing him to be faster than Fuzzy, when his in-game time was a whole 18 seconds slower than Fuzzy. Side-by-side comparison shows just how much faster the Wii can process Melee compared to a GameCube. Personally, I believe all speedruns should be run on a GameCube console, because we wouldn't consider a speedrun of Super Mario Bros. On an emulator as legitimate. At the least, there should be separate categories for each of the different console types. Granted, not everybody is interested in speedrunning, and I could just be rambling on, but for the few that do care, I'd love to hear your opinions. What do you think? Is Melee an enjoyable game to watch for speedrunning? Are Melee speedruns entertaining enough or interesting enough to get more people who don't even play the game competitively to want to get involved? Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.